General Hospital bombshell. Drew's paralysis might be fake, Scout knows something, and Willow has no clue what she's actually done. Okay, so, where do I even start with this one? Because honestly, General Hospital has thrown us some wild curveballs over the years, but this storyline with Drew and Willow, this might be one of the messiest, most twisted things I've seen in a while. And I've been watching soaps for like forever. So Drew got poisoned. Like actually poisoned. With some kind of toxin. And Willow did it. Yeah, Willow. The same Willow who was literally head over heels in love with Drew not that long ago. The woman who is ready to divorce Michael. Michael, who's been nothing but devoted to her, just to be with Drew. She was obsessed. Completely gone for this guy. Wedding bells, future plans, the whole 9 yards. But then she actually married Drew. And things got different. See, here's the thing about soap opera marriages, right? They either work out great, or they reveal every single terrible thing about a person you thought you knew. And with Drew and Willow, it was definitely the second one. Because once they were actually married, living together, doing the whole domestic thing, Willow started seeing sides of Drew she apparently didn't know existed. Or maybe she knew but chose to ignore, I don't know. But whatever she saw, it scared her. Made her realize Drew was dangerous. Made her think he was a genuine threat. So she poisoned him. Which is, wow, that's a big leap. Like going from, I love you, let's get married, to, I need to inject you with a paralysis toxin is quite the character arc. But that's where we are. The doctors have no idea what actually happened. None. They can't detect the poison Willow used, which, by the way, where did she even get this stuff? That's a whole nother question nobody's asking. And they've diagnosed Drew with something completely different. They think he had a stroke. They think he has locked-in syndrome. You know that horrible condition where your brain works fine, but your body just stops? You can't move, can't speak, can't do anything. You're basically trapped inside your own body. It's terrifying to even think about. And the doctors are treating Drew for that. They've got him in the hospital running tests trying to figure out how to help him recover from this stroke that he definitely did not have. Because what he actually has is poison running through his system that somehow paralyzed him. But the medical team hasn't figured that out. They're working with completely wrong information. Now, here's where it gets even more complicated. Because Drew has a daughter, Scout. And this poor kid is absolutely heartbroken about what's happened to her dad. She's young, she doesn't fully understand locked-in syndrome or strokes or any of this medical stuff. All she knows is her father can't move, can't talk to her, can't play with her. He's just lying there in that hospital bed day after day. So Scout visits him. Every single day. This little girl goes to the hospital to sit with her paralyzed father because she loves him and she wants him to know she's there. Even if he can't respond, even if he can't acknowledge her presence, she shows up day after day after day. But then, and this is the big twist, Scout shows up one day, unexpectedly. Maybe she came at a different time than usual, maybe she snuck in when nobody was paying attention. I don't know the exact details. But she walks into that hospital room and she sees something she absolutely was not supposed to see. She sees Drew moving. Normally. Like completely normally. No paralysis. No locked-in syndrome. No stroke aftermath. He's just moving around. Like a regular person with full control of his body. And Scout immediately understands what this means. This kid might be young, but she's smart. She puts it together right away. Her father isn't actually paralyzed. He's faking it. The whole thing is an act. He's pretending to have locked-in syndrome while everyone around him thinks he's genuinely sick. But why? What's the plan here? What's Drew trying to accomplish by letting everyone think he's paralyzed when he's actually fine? Scout doesn't know. And here's the thing. She doesn't ask. She doesn't confront him about it. She doesn't demand answers. She just keeps it to herself. This little girl sees her father moving around, normally realizes he's been lying to everyone, including her, and decides to keep his secret. She's not going to expose him. She's not going to tell the doctors or the nurses or anyone else what she saw, which raises so many questions. Like, why would Scout protect Drew after catching him in such a massive lie? Is she scared of him? Does she think there's a good reason for the deception? Is she planning to use this information somehow? Does she trust that her dad knows what he's doing? Or is she just confused and not sure what to do, so she's doing nothing? We don't know. The viewers don't know. Scout's keeping this entirely to herself. Meanwhile, Willow has no clue about any of this. She's playing the dutiful wife role. She's taking care of Drew, visiting him in the hospital, probably feeling guilty as hell about poisoning him, but also probably telling herself she had to do it. He was dangerous. She had no choice. She's living with this secret that she poisoned him. But she has no idea that the poison apparently wore off, or didn't work the way she thought or whatever. She doesn't know Drew can move. She thinks the toxin she gave him actually did cause some kind of paralysis or stroke-like condition that the doctors are now treating. So Drew is lying to everyone. Willow thinks she successfully poisoned him and is living with that guilt. Scout knows the truth, but isn't telling anyone. The doctors are treating a condition that doesn't exist, and nobody knows what anybody else actually knows. It's a mess. A complete, beautiful soap opera mess. But let's talk about Drew's possible plan here. Because he's gotta have one, right? You don't fake locked-in syndrome for fun. That's not a casual prank. So what's he trying to do? Theory 1, he's trying to catch Willow. Maybe he figured out she poisoned him somehow. Maybe he knows she tried to hurt him. So he's playing paralyzed to see what she'll do next. Will she confess? Will she try to finish the job? Will she say something incriminating when she thinks he's gathering evidence against her? Theory 2, he's using this as cover for something else entirely. Maybe Drew has some kind of business deal going down. Some scheme or plan that requires people to think he's incapacitated. Maybe he needed an alibi. Maybe there's something happening that he needs to distance himself from, and being paralyzed in a hospital is the perfect cover. Theory 3, he's testing everyone around him, finding out who's really loyal, who visits, who stays, who actually cares versus who's just going through the motions. Maybe this is some twisted psychological experiment. Theory 4, he genuinely doesn't have a plan and is just buying time to figure out what to do next. Maybe the poison DID affected him at first, but now it's worn off and he's not sure how to explain his recovery without raising questions. So he's just stalling, pretending to still be sick while he figures out his next move. Any of these could be true, or none of them. Or something completely different that's even more convoluted, because again, this is General Hospital and nothing is ever simple. But here's what really gets me about this whole situation. The emotional manipulation happening here is insane. Like, think about Scout for a second. This poor kid has been visiting her paralyzed father every single day, crying over him, worrying about him, probably having nightmares about losing him. And then she discovers it's all fake, that he's been letting her suffer through this emotional trauma for nothing because that's what he's doing. Even if Drew has some master plan, even if he thinks he's justified, he's still putting his daughter through hell. And she knows now that it's unnecessary. But she can't say anything without blowing his cover. That's gotta be messing with her head. She's a kid. She shouldn't have to carry that kind of secret. She shouldn't have to choose between protecting her father and telling the truth. But that's the position Drew's put her in. And Willow. Okay, yes, she literally poisoned him, so I'm not feeling TOO, sorry for her. But she's also clearly dealing with her own psychological crisis here. She felt so threatened by Drew that she resorted to poisoning him. That's not normal behavior. That's someone who felt trapped and desperate and saw no other way out. So while she absolutely did something terrible, she's also a victim of whatever Drew was doing that made her feel that afraid. But now, she's taking care of him. Watching over this man she poisoned, probably torn between relief that he survived and fear that he'll recover and come after her. Not knowing that he's already recovered. That he's faking. That he knows something happened but maybe doesn't know she did it, or does he know? We don't know what Drew knows. See, this is what good soap opera storytelling does. It creates these impossible situations where nobody has all the information and everyone's making decisions based on incomplete knowledge and lies and assumptions. And it all spirals into chaos. The medical staff, though, man, I feel bad for them. They're genuinely trying to help Drew. Running tests. consulting specialists, researching treatment options for locked-in syndrome, probably talking to Drew's family about long-term care options and quality of life and all these heavy topics. And it's all for nothing, because their patient isn't actually sick. He's running some kind of con and they're completely oblivious. All their time and resources being spent on a fake medical crisis while there are probably actual patients who need help. It's kind of messed up when you think about it from that angle. And the thing is, this can't go on forever. Eventually, Drew's gonna have to either reveal he's faking or someone else is gonna catch him like Scout did. More people means more chances for slip-ups. Maybe a nurse walks in at the wrong time. Maybe there's security camera footage someone reviews. Maybe Drew gets too comfortable and forgets to act paralyzed. Or maybe Scout can't keep the secret and tells someone, when this all comes out, and it will come out because soap secrets always do, the fallout is going to be nuclear. Everyone's going to feel betrayed. The doctors will be furious about being deceived. Michael's going to lose his mind if he finds out Willow poisoned Drew. Scout's trust in her father might be permanently damaged. Willow might face attempted murder charges. Drew's gonna have to explain why he faked a serious medical condition. It's going to be a disaster for everyone involved. But that's what makes it compelling television. We're watching this slow-motion train wreck happen. We know it's gonna crash. We just don't know exactly when or how bad the damage will be. So what happens next? Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe Drew makes his move soon. Maybe he confronts Willow. Maybe he uses his recovery as some kind of leverage. Maybe Scout finally breaks and tells someone what she saw. Maybe another character gets suspicious and starts investigating. Or maybe, and this would be very General Hospital, some completely unrelated crisis happens that forces everyone to deal with something else. And this whole Drew situation gets pushed to the back burner for a while before exploding later. One thing's for sure though, Drew's got a plan. Even if we don't know what it is yet. Even if Scout doesn't know. Even if it's a terrible plan that's going to backfire spectacularly. He's got something in mind. You don't fake paralysis without a reason. And Willow better hope that plan doesn't involve revenge. Because if Drew knows she poisoned him, if he's been lying there day after day pretending to be helpless while actually planning his counter, she's in serious trouble. He could destroy her life. Expose what she did. Turn everyone against her. Get her arrested. Ruin her relationship with Michael and her family. Or maybe Drew's not planning revenge at all. Maybe he's planning something completely different. Maybe this is all part of some business scheme. Maybe he's trying to fake his death. Maybe there's a life insurance policy. Maybe he's trying to get out of a contract or obligation. Maybe he needs people to think he's incapacitated for legal reasons.